too much gas on it, a little too much pepper in the gumbo. Oh, he said it looks like he's shaking hands with Bigfoot. You see with the hat?
See, we had to get our shaggy access to the golden letter, but there was no Bigfoot.
He just disappeared.
But you're getting Bigfoot sightings on the Golden Lake course now, really? Michael's playing off the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Music Man Mike.
Yeah. Raps, beatbox, plays the sax, keyboard, guitar, sings. He is Music Man Mike, and the music to his ears was a round 2 victory on Full Looney. How will he do here on Bigfoot Wedge? They stay away from the upper stick at the end of the ramp and get onto the green. See if he gets past the bumper. He does. Now to the ramp. Will this come back towards the hole? No, it actually turns the opposite direction. Not a good lie. He's going to need the lead.
That requires a Bigfoot wedge.
Yeah. The Bigfoot wedge.
Yeah. Right there.
What's wrong?
I thought I saw something. How do you miss the entire golf ball?
I don't know.
You have to try. It's the whole thing.
See how he's dug in between the middle toe and the second toe, and that's why he lost his footing. This is 4-3. Very long putt. Look at his position with his right foot against that wall.
Here's a reverse call.
The reverse ball.
One of the more unique grips I've ever seen.
Good, solid putt, and it just misses. So Michael will clean this up. He will part the 4. And that means that Tyler Perry is going to be putting for the win. The Saxman. Tyler Perry. And he put his grip on the golden cup. So that great moment of holy moly has arrived when a championship level golfer hit.
All right, gentlemen, again, thank you for the field. Here we go.
An awful complete pair. VisionWorks. See the difference.
The next pick in the NBA draft is Johnny Davis.
The Toasted Cheddar Chalupa is back, only at Taco Bell.
With the Super 6 Baseball Challenge, you can take a swing at winning Big Papi's money all season long. Just download the free-to-play Super 6 app now for your chance to win $10,000.
Pastor Sam Brewer here, and I'm excited to announce the opening of Point Christian Academy, a new Christian school opening this fall in Chattanooga.
We are now enrolling kindergarten and first grade for the fall of 2022, with subsequent grades coming in the fall of 2023. For more information and to schedule a tour, please text PCA to 79969 or call 423-877-4514. I'm excited to hear from you.
This thing is definitely several thousand cars before it goes. That was the worst one I've seen.
Healthy, try Smarter Greens from Force Factor with more than 40 superfoods for better energy, immunity, digestion, and heart health. Great nutrition is easy and affordable with Smarter Greens. Rush to Walmart for Smarter Greens from First Bank.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, sponsored by Community Program, Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 Eastern on FS1.
Talk about veteran leadership. Doesn't get much better than having Albert Pujols in the clubhouse. Not in the lineup tonight, but he has certainly been a spark, just his aura around the St. Louis club as they continue to battle for first in the NL Central.
This Yankees pitching staff has just been phenomenal.
You don't face too many guys like Garrett Cole.
These guys are doing such a tremendous job.
Walk the dog. Severino is dripping confidence. Ball business from Luis Severino.
The Yankees have been on an absolute historic streak.
Mr. Cortez has just rolled up on a lounge chair on the outside corner for the best record in baseball.
New York Yankees having a historic season. Their winning percentage, the second best winning percentage in the modern era. The 2006 Cubs, the only one better. And through 66 games, they're only second behind the 2001 Mariners, who tied the MLB record for most wins of the season with 116. As of right now, the Yankees are on pace for 120 wins. Had one 9-0 before last night's debacle late with a bullpen issue against the Toronto Blue Jays. But today, it was a pitching matchup, and Anthony Rizzo doesn't care. Show me money! Rizzo with his 19th home run of the season, and the Yankees lead 1-0 after one. So the Yankees, it has been a season to remember. Look, we know how much talent they have in this lineup. We know what they've been building over the last couple of years. We know how close they've gotten to another World Series title. But this feels like it could be historic. This feels like it could be a team to remember. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything if you don't win a World Series. But how close do you think this team is to being a record book type team?
Well, when you have Aaron Judge having a record book type season, then it takes the pressure off the rest of the supporting cast. But like the guy that just homer, I love the pickup from Anthony Rizzo. I think he's been great on the field and as well as the locker room. Gleyber Torres is working his way back to feeling himself. And also, this rotation has been absolutely outstanding. So they're playing with a lot of rhythm. They're playing clean baseball. They're having fun. And listen, nobody wants to play the New York Yankees right now. The way they're hitting the ball out of the ballpark and throwing strikes, even a healthy Luis Severino back in there. And that's Cortez doing. This is a nasty lineup. They're all coming together, and I think Aaron Boone is flying high right now, sleeping a little better because they're scoring runs that they score fake.
Look, this team is scary. They got some of the best hitters in baseball, and they're all overachieving. And that's why they're winning at this record pace. And I look at this team, the best thing the organization did was to tee off Aaron Judge to start this season because he's playing max potential, and it's scary to watch. You're right about Rizzo, clubhouse blue guy. Has gotten between him and Stanton, and now you see them like competing, friendly, having fun. It's a scary thing to go to New York and play the Yankees right now. Their pitcher staff is the White Sox also.
Listen, it might be scary. I was scared of scary movies at one time in my life. I got over it. So if there's a team hurt that you think could get in their way, who might it be?
I mean, you can look at the Houston Astros. I mean, they used to be in October. They're not phased by October. They can do some damage. A healthy White Sox team, if they get their rotation back, if they get their players back, a 7-game series, not a team you want to really face. But for me, that's really it. The Boston Red Sox, they get hot enough because they're not intimidated. New York Yankees used to play them all the time. But that's the 4 teams, right? 3 teams that I can see causes a problem.
I think it's the Houston Astros. You know, Dusty Baker's trying to get that World Series championship. That's the one thing that's eluded him. But also, they have a healthy Justin Verlander. So Verlander versus Cole, oh my, I'm like, you know, that's a big-time matchup. But I think that's the club that can get them.
Worth the price of admission. And the Yankees we'll see if they can get win number 50 today. We'll see if they can continue on this historic pace. They already made history last December when they hired Rachel Balkovec as their manager of their Class A minor league team, the Tampa Tarpons, making her the first one in the work as a full-time manager at a major league affiliate. For Balkovec, it was the culmination of a journey that has taken her to 20 cities and 4 countries, for what she hopes is only the beginning.
Growing up, I knew that I would have a career in sports, and I think it was just a mixture of the right time in society that kind of allowed me to do that, and my own aspirations that kind of just magically came together at the right time. I was a graduate assistant strength and conditioning coach at LSU. At that time, I was focused on being a head strength coach somewhere and going down that path, and that's ultimately what got me into professional baseball. I think what people want to hear is like, I never wanted to give up, you know, but I wanted to give up many times because it's hard. But things tend to work out. You take those big risks, you're going to get a big payoff. When I was hired by the Yankees and showed up and there was pinstripes in my locker, I was like, oh, like, okay, it was worth it. Like, I took the giant risk and I gave up everything, and here I am.
She talked about the job at hand, leading a club featuring some of the Yankees' top prospects as she started her.
Her work ethic is, you know, second to none. Just kind of hearing her path and what she's gone through to get to this point, you kind of expect that. She's not afraid to say the truth and to sharpen you up. If you know you're acting out of line, like, she'll get on you about it. She quickly erased any doubts, if any, that I had, just spending a day or two with her.
Really, I'm a product of my parents raising me in a way where it's like, no excuses. Don't come home and complain to me about the umpire or the coach. I don't want to hear it. But also, of course there's pressure. You know, of course it's difficult. Of course there's times where I want to give up. In my mind, if you're not feeling like you're in a pressure situation or you're not in a difficult situation, then are you really moving the needle?
The question of, you know, was this hire a publicity move, or is she really ready for this spot? Anybody that spends any time with Rachel can answer that question very quickly. And I think our players would echo that statement.
The players are now living in a different time than even 10 years ago. They're seeing more women on TV. They're seeing women make more money working in sports. Working back from Title IX, like, we're seeing the huge tidal wave that's created. We're seeing, you know, the past decade of change that has made all the difference in acceptance from all of us.
Several women are making history in the game of baseball today. In addition to Balkovic, Kim Ng took over the Marlins general manager in 2020. Alyssa Mackin became the first woman to coach on field in a regular season game when she filled in as the first base coach for the Giants earlier this season. Christian Yelich and the Brewers really starting to find that form that we would expect from the Brewers, a team that's made the postseason the last 4 years. Yelich has been obviously a massive part of that. And it's been 4 seasons since Christian Yelich won his NL MVP back in 2018. Production has dropped off just a tad. We welcome in our MLB insider, Ken Rosenthal, to take us through a little bit more. Ken wrote a fantastic article in The Athletic. If you haven't had a chance to check it out already, please do so. But when we look at Christian Yelich, you talked about him recapturing that greatness that he still feels is within inside him, but at the same time almost finding a new role for this team. What can you tell us about Yelich and how he is really taking himself through that journey?
You know, the Brewers still taking him back to being a great player. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be the same player he was in 2018 and 19, but he can still be something very special. Players change, circumstances change, people change. He's not going to be that same guy, right? But the way Craig Counsell put it, you've got to chase a new version of greatness. Now, keep in mind, Yelich had a lot happen to him in a short amount of time. 2019 season ends with a fractured right kneecap. 2020, he gets the big contract before the season, increased expectations and pressure with that, and then we have to short the season. 2021, back trouble, COVID. Gets off to a slow start this year as well, but if you look at their hard hit and exit velocity number, he is still in the 90th percentile or above. So what that means, Noah, is he still might be only a click away.
And that's a dangerous thought for everybody else in the NL Central. The Shohei Ohtani, it's shocking, Ken. I know we just went through some Yankee talk, did not mention the word arbitration, but Shohei Ohtani is going to be eligible for his final year of arbitration after this season. Beyond that, what does his future hold for him and the Angels and that partnership that's been so exciting?
Noah, that is a great question. And as you said, arbitration next year, and then after 2023, he is eligible for free agency. Now, the Angels had informal discussions with Ohtani in spring training about a long-term contract, and they expressed an understanding that to sign Ohtani, they would need to give him a record average salary that would be in excess of the $42.3 million Max Scherzer is getting from the Mets. Problem was, Angels didn't want to go long-term at that time, They got Trout and they got Rendon tied up for quite a while. And if you get Ohtani signed as well, you're probably looking at 3 players for $120 million a year for a certain period of time. And that's the kind of structure that's gotten the Angels into trouble in the first place. Then the other question becomes, does Ohtani want to stay? He said at the end of last season, I want to win. That's the biggest thing. So really the solution here is for the Angels to make the playoffs for the first time since 2014. That would maybe increase their incentive to want to keep the gang together, and maybe would show Ohtani that, hey, this can be a place where you can win long term.
Something that we will be keeping our eyes on for the foreseeable future. Ken, we appreciate you joining us as always.
Thank you.
American League MVP odds. It almost feels like a slap in the face to Aaron Judge that he's only at -105 according to Fox Bet Sportsbook, but he is the overwhelming favorite. Shohei Ohtani coming in at second, and Mike Trout at third. Trout has put together yet another ridiculous year, and that actually leads us to Hit and Run. I love this segment, guys. I love this segment. D-Train, you're close to me, so we're going to start with you. Let's stick with Mike Trout. Over, under, 45 homers would be a new career high.
Man, he might have to go 50-piece with no coleslaw because the Halos are going to need him to do that to provide protection to Shohei Ohtani.
You know, I like that number 45. That might be where he's at this year, so between 40 and 45. He's never been over 40 but one time. So I would say right at 45. He's having a hell of a year.
Angels could really need it. Angels could really need it, and he's on a heater right now. How about the Phillies' 10-year drought? 10-plus years now from the postseason. You think this year is the year they end it?
I want them to end it, but that bullpen got to get it together, big guys down there, man. Holt from Louise, but if Bryce Harper can get that still paper on their shoulders, they might be able to finish it.
If they make a move at the break and try to get some pitch in, I can see them making some play.
I think the NL East and the AL East are two of the most intriguing divisions in baseball. So how many playoff teams will the AL East have by the year's end?
3. I think the Rays finally fall. And I've been hating on the Rays.
I know. They're going to come after you, man.
I love y'all, Tampa, but I think their offense sputters down the stretch. I think the East catches up.
Can I say 3 of the possible? No, I'm not going to say that.
Yes, you is.
I'm just going to say 3 teams, and one of the fourth one will be heartbroken.
It's going to be a photo finish, I think is the best way to put it.
Heartbroken.
Which 3, Big Hurt? Forget the clock. Which 3?
The Yankees. I'm not going to give the rest of it up.
Hold on. Let me put it this way. If this was Family Feud, they'll be number 1 on the board.
Well, I just look at the Rays and Boston Red Sox.
You know,
Rays and Boston Red Sox, all those teams might be heartbroken.
Did you do anything else?
Defensive player in all of baseball.
No. I mean, we just got so comfortable with seeing him make all the jump throws and the backhanded plays, no-look plays and stuff like that. He's the best player in all baseball.
I'm going to change my lane. I was thinking no early, but I forgot about the man in Chicago, Luis Roberts. If you ever watched the guy patrol center field, you've never seen anything like it. Big, fast, and a lot of range. Luis Roberts.
I don't want to be on the show with him no more. I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of Chicago. I'm so sick of him. I'm done with him.
Check the tape.
I love this man. But
Check the tape. Luis Roberts is special out of center field.
I feel like you're like a wounded father right now. Like, I love you, son, but you're disappointed.
What's up, guys?
Even before the accolades, his penchant for greatness was always evident. I'll show you why. No sport produces more comedy on a regular basis than baseball. And this week's edition of the Fox Funnies, it sure make you laugh. It definitely delivers. Ronnie Tellez and the Milwaukee Brewers trying to continue on the winning ways. Winners of 3 in a row. And 3-15 at home this season. We'll see you later on FS1.
It's the summer of baseball on Fox. And every Saturday night in prime time, it's Baseball Night in America. On July 19th, the game's biggest stars align in LA for the All-Star Game. From the palm trees to the cornfields, the Reds and the Cubs take center stage in the Field of Dreams sequel. It's everything baseball all summer long on Fox and Fox Sports app.
The leap of faith. Some hesitate, but not you. You don't ask what if. You embrace what's next with open arms. You don't question your decision. You double down. Because you know the thrill is worth it. The 2022 Telluride Nightfall Edition. Kia, movement that inspires.
I saw them at work. I saw them around town. They had savor's remorse. And I did too. I mean, sure, I paid less for auto insurance, but was it coverage enough? Could I trust the company to be there when I needed them? Then, I found Amica.
Think about everything you have to protect. Then call Amica. Named one of America's best insurance companies by Forbes. We'll help you understand your coverage options and exactly what you're paying for. Call for a quote and be confident you have the right insurance company behind you.
Michelin keeps innovating so the world can move in better ways. Michelin, motion for life.
Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, sponsored by Purina Protein, Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 Eastern on FS1.
Let's get away to exploring new lands. Ancient lands. Or somewhere over the rainbow. Ready to break free? Book your cruise today and discover the world with Norwegian.
Last week, the Brewers unveiled their City Connect uniforms. The Gold Crew will debut for their new threads this weekend against the Blue Jays starting on Friday. I gotta say, I love it, man. I love the color combo. I love the thought behind it. The Gold Crew, which also employs Hunter Renfroe, brought him in to potentially add some offense. You know what he's going to do defensively, and he has been excellent for that Gold Crew. On this day in MLB history, 2003, deep swing you got to take it for Miguel Cabrera made his major league appearance, his debut, and hits a walk-off.
Listen, the quiet 0 for 3 coming into that at bat, everybody kind of looked worried. Can this talented kid handle the spotlight and hit it in the order? And I said, everybody calm down and relax. This guy was hitting 435 when I got called up in Double-A, went to the big part of the field, dead center, walk off, and the rest is history.
You did have a one-hit shutout a couple days earlier, by the way.
Well, you showed up, and y'all showed up and was like, finish and got a world championship. We saw what we were. Hey, he was totally scared. Man, listen, got his foot down on him. Hey, man, a bad man.
That's now around the third, too. That first feeling as we go back to some highlights underway. Tigers and Red Sox. Manny Ramirez, guys, inducted to the Red Sox Hall of Fame. Throughout the first pitch, too. To the company copy, man. That's awesome.
Two of the best to ever do it. Listen, you're hearing a lot of starting pitchers and relievers. Nice to see them back. About time they invited them back.
No score in the first inning. Man on second, J.D. Martinez drops one, a base hit. And Jalen Duran scores. Red Sox up 1-0 over there. We're now tied 1-1 actually after a Tiger sac fly from Spencer Torkelson. We'll move over to Cubs at Pirates. First inning, no score. Come on, Rafael Ortega trying to score here. Oh, he's out of the play. Well, that's what you get hurt there. When you play losing baseball, you get blown out by 5 feet. That's a losing team, losing baseball. Ortega not even close. Game remains scoreless. As we go to Giants at Braves, Doc Peterson gets his 2021 World Series ring from the Braves. Trainer's got the pearls on. Hey, look at Michael Easton, man. He's a bad man for them. That ring almost as bright as his hair. Listen, which is not easy to do, by the way. First inning, no score. It was Matt Fried who strikes out. Mike Yastrzemski swinging, no score early there. Saturday, it's baseball night in America. Most of you will see the Braves host the Dodgers, while others will see the Rockies and Twins. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern on Fox. Take a quick look at the NL pennant odds provided by Fox Bet Sportsbook. Dodgers sit atop still at plus 200. The Mets, despite all the winning, despite leading the National League at plus 350. You see the Brewers actually third right now, and all the way down at number 7, the St. Louis Cardinals, despite being tied for the top spot in the NL Central. So it begs asking, is St. Louis being overlooked as a legitimate World Series contender? We know what they have. Yadier Molina still on the IL right now, but the bat's starting to wake up a little bit. The pitching has been there, at least in the starting rotation. Maybe the bullpen's been a little bit suspect, but what do we expect in how much they can compete for a legitimate title this year?
Well, I don't think they're overlooked. I think that just the league and the rest of us are waiting to see how this rotation is going to shape out, because we got Jack Flaherty, who just came off the DL. They're going to see about his development. He needs to get back to that ace role to take pressure off the rest of that rotation. No disrespect to Hudson and Ray right now, but again, that's a situation where you feel like they're a little thin. Now, offensively, Tommy Edmonds, an all-star, Arenado, Goldschmidt, they can get it done. They've been getting their foot down, and all of those guys could have a chance to be all-stars offensively. So you know they're going to score runs. They're finally playing clean baseball. They catch the ball. I couldn't stand playing against them at the moment because they were the Cardinals are the Patriots of baseball. They just do everything right. But again, I want to see what the rotation does, because they need that ace to set the tone. You can't be overlooked
When you got Arenado, Goldschmidt, Yadier Molina, Albert Pujols, Adam Wainwright. You can't be overlooked, but then for me, they're a couple pitchers short. They're going to jump on it right away because this team is that good with those guys, because they can flat out hit. But it's hard to bash yourself to a championship. But they got to have some pitching. They need to find a number 2 or maybe a number 1 somewhere and make a trade to get it done, because this offense could carry all these throughout.
I know they don't like the rest, but do you get Luis Castillo? Do you get that guy? Do you squash the Vivo mistake and say we need to get this on to put us over the top? Do you get in the Frankie Montas sweepstakes as well? Both of those guys can fit into that rotation nicely.
I was told a nice mistake, actually. I was told at a young age, so I don't know. But Ali Marmol does deserve a lot of credit for keeping this team afloat. Still many games over 500. Time now for the latest edition of the Fox Funnies. You gotta love some Fox Funnies. Let's start with MJ Melendez and Nicky Lopez going after a pop fly. Lopez actually goes away with a helmet.
Oh, wow. He should get 2 outs for that.
Wow. It should be extra credit. That's a fair one. He doesn't have a black hat. Joe Musgrove and Chad Cooley. Dontrell, this I need to know. Did you ever do this? These guys were teammates in Pittsburgh. Did you ever do this?
No, I didn't like the guys across me, so this is actually pretty cool and fun.
The throw from the catcher hits Nestor Cortez. Oh, and
look, that's how you get it. Look, it hurt. You do that to the wrong arm, you get sent down. You don't want to go back to the ring. Come on to the lights, coach. Oh, my goodness. Don't get on my Miami, brother.
Oh, that's a tough look, man. This young fan wants to make a TikTok with Billy Bob. You guys big TikTokers? Oh, yeah. Come on, Doc. I know you got these. Look at this. I know you got these.
Oh, yeah. There's one thing about this. This is one thing. I got to give Billy Joey. He's a funny guy, and now he's looking for personality. This other is career, good stuff.
All right, ground ball to Manny Machado. Jose Iglesias avoids the tag here, and then we got a pull back and stand off.
Man, don't make me wait, man. You can come on here, man, and get me smoke.
Sit down, bro. I'm all in on the sneak slide now. Shohei Ohtani, the umpire actually stops him looking for the sticky stuff. Watch, he thinks he should shake his hand. That's a handshake.
That's all love, and that's not the one hand, man. Don't be pulling me like that like I owe you nothing. I'm Shohei, man.
Yeah, nothing. That right there, that's $100 million arm. You can't be yanking that.
Yeah, he ain't supposed to be a VIP at the club, big man. Don't get your hand on me like that.
Do something to the balls fast, people. Please.
Fair enough. We do have one extra highlight because important game in the College World Series. We figure we got the big herd here as an elimination game. And we've got his alma mater in action. Auburn taking on number 2 Stanford. They went down early, and how about our base is clear?
2 outs. Big Ed bet I was watching. I jumped off my bed because I was wanting to do something. That was a spark that needed. Watch the Auburn Tigers take off in this tournament now. The offense is back. War Eagle.
Yeah. Cole Foster with the bases clear. They end up getting the win 6-2, eliminating the number 2 team in the country. Last season, the Brewers' 4th straight postseason trip ended in disappointment against the Braves. When will Milwaukee finally get over the hump? Tommy Edman has played like an all-star, has showed out consistently for this St. Louis lineup. 2 home runs in this 9-game hitting streak that he's got going on, and he will be in full action against the Brewers on Epps.
Saturday, it's Baseball Night in America on Fox. Mets and the Dodgers battle Acuna Jr. and the Braves. Or the Rockies face the Twins. It's Baseball Night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Uncle Sam? What are you doing? I'm treasure calling, dummy.
Duck Phantom Treasure is streaming now on Fox Nation.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day, this lecture hall will be made of clay. And though they're virtual students, what they'll learn together is real. A surgeon will be able to practice as many times as needed in the metaverse before laying her hands on a real patient. These students aren't really back in 32 BCE, but they can still watch Mark Antony debate in ancient Rome. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
Banks have free pins. Marcus by Goldman Sachs has a high-yield savings account with a rate that can earn you 4 times the national average. And again, free pin. You got money.
Hi! Need new glasses? Get 50% off a complete pair of vision works! How can you see me squinting? I did, I'm just telling everyone. Hey!
For a limited time, get 50% off a complete pair. Vision works. See the difference.
Ooh, that looks spicy. Yeah, you got a little heat to ya. Yeah, little kick, little zing, little spice, little razzmatazz.
KFC Spicy Chicken Sandwich. Oh, it's your hot and crispy. That finger looking good.
Michelin is investing in plastic recycling to repurpose waste into tires starting in 2024. Michelin, motion for life.
Think Dad's searching doggy diet plans for Josie? No, he's switching his choice cashback category to home improvement, so he earns more on a new doggy door. Extra large.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
If you don't stain your deck, it's like the previous owner is still hanging around. So today, let's stain with Behr, the #1 rated stain, and make your deck yours. Behr, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Your team is on a streak. A losing one.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. An Indeed resume gets right to work for you, so you can find that better fit fast.
Can you think of the time things didn't go as planned?
How much time do we have?
With spirits in the bag,
This is scary.
the action will be lit. All new MasterChef Back to Win, Wednesday on Fox.
The U.S. women's national team gear up for World Cup qualifying. USA, Colombia, Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on FS1.
The 146th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show continues tomorrow with Best in Group competition. Then concludes on Wednesday with Best in Show. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern on both nights, all on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Christian Yelich, coming off that multi-hit streak, has now got 5 multi-hit games in June. And he and his Brewers looking for their 39th win of the season, just about 18 minutes away from first base there. 6. That's how many teams are left without a World Series title. The Milwaukee Brewers are part of that, unfortunately, unique group. Looking to take that next step, though, and despite key injuries to starters Brent Woodruff and Freddie Peralta, and recent outbreak struggle, the Brew Crew has some high expectations for getting back to October.
Well, you always think of the Brewers, 2 years you think of small market, but they're going to beat anyone.
It's hard to get past the disappointment. In the end, we
had big goals. We didn't quite get there.
I think last year kind of really set the tone for us. After we got eliminated, that clubhouse was quiet. I think we realized that, you know, we were ready to take the next step. If we help the Peaches to win more games and, you know, to give confidence to them every day and try to help them, and I feel like we can get to the next level, because I feel like that's what we missed last year during the postseason.
Brewers, they have been a different team. If this team can hit, they become an elite team.
Obviously, we can pitch. We got some guys that can do some defense. We got some guys that can hit. We're going to come out, we're going to fumble them. We've got, you know, Hager and bullpen to close things out. So, Mr. team, a little more well-rounded. Hopefully, that gets us to the World Series this year. It's never a given that you make it to the postseason. So many things have to go right. You have to play really well as a team. You know, you can't take it for granted. It should be the expectation for sure.
They're a team that you have to say, I like their eye.
Big thing for us is depth. I think, you know, we dealt with injuries like every other team. But I think there's always guys that are ready to step in and be able to compete and help the team win, whether it's from the pitching or offensively, defensively. People really stepped up in a big way. I think that's the biggest thing against more other teams. You know, we understand the situation we're in when we play against all these big name teams that have, you know, this power. You realize you're always underdogs, so you come in with that little chip on your shoulder. I think getting back to the playoffs and making a deep run in the postseason, I think that's kind of what we've established around here, and anything short of that would be considered a success.
Last 4 postseason appearances for Milwaukee, NLCS in 2018, Wild Card Game 2019, World Series, or rather Wild Card Series, I should say, in 2020 and 2021, the NLDS. The crazy thing is the last 3 teams they've lost to have all gone on to win the World Series, so we know they're close, and we know what they do well. Defense, pitching, that is what they're built on. Craig Counsell, outstanding manager as well. So, Hurt, what's your confidence level in this team getting back to the postseason again this year and just trying to get over that hump?
You know, the recipe's there. Pitching, great defense. Will they get enough offense? You know, Christian Yelich for me has to be Christian Yelich MVP if this team's going to play deep in October. That's just the bottom line. You know, they designated Lo King for assignment a few days ago, who was a big influence in that clubhouse. So right now, offensively, they might be a little short. Maybe they make a move at the All-Star break or around the All-Star break to help, you know, further about that offense. But right now, offensively, I'm looking maybe a feast of famine more with a big home run, but I need some guys that can really hit and get on base with that man right there.
13th in the National League in team batting average. That's concerning to me. Also, they're 3rd on the offense in team K. So they got to do a better job of getting clean at bats and providing traffic. Now, they hit the long ball with the best of 3rd in the National League in home runs. 2nd in the National League. But listen, they need to get some more firepower in that rotation. Woodruff is down. He's starting to make his rehab assignment. You need to go with him with Corbin Burns. Peralta's down for a 60-day assignment, so you never know when he's going to be able to come back. But if you have those 2 aces at the front line, that can set the tone for the rest of their rotation. But I don't know, man. They got to do a better job at the plate, and Christian Yell's got to get his foot down.
You know what I know? They know who they are. Right. And they're not intimidated by any team in the National League. Still watch out for the Brewers because they believe they can win.
It'll be interesting to see how that nucleus continues to grow as Brendan Donovan and the Cardinals look to continue to build on what has been a lead for it feels like the majority of the season in the division, yet the Brewers are making a return back, and Craig Counsell, a big reason why this matchup not too far away. Cardinals and Brewers on FS1.
It's the USFL Playoff Semifinal Saturday, live from the Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton. It all starts Saturday on Fox, with the Stars taking on the Generals at 3 Eastern, and then on NBC. The Breakers battle the Stallions at 8 Eastern. The USFL Semifinal Saturday, this weekend on Fox and NBC.
Moderate to severe eczema still disrupts my skin, despite treatment. It disrupts my skin with itch. It disrupts my skin with rash. But now, I can disrupt eczema with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is not a steroid, topical, or injection. It's one pill once a day that's effective without topical steroids. Many taking Rinvoq saw clear or almost clear skin, while some saw up to 100% clear skin. Plus, they felt fast itch relief, some as early as 1 week. That's Rinvoq relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections or blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occur. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your eczema specialist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
What happens when performance gets power? You try crazy things because you're crazy and you like it. You get
You look fucking on acid.
better, faster. You can never have too much of a good thing. And it's a very good thing.
Next pick in the NBA draft is Johnny Davis.
The toasted cheddar chalupa is back, only at Taco Bell.
Question for you, Snoop D or Double G. What are we doing today?
Just living the fine life.
Great, I love that. Just blocking off my calendar.
We don't live up for best plans or no plans.
You know what, Snoop D or Double G? I think you might be right.
I know I am, man. Then you could just call me Snoop.
You got it, Snoop. I don't.
Need new glasses? Get 50% off a complete pair of vision work. How can you see me squinting? I can't. I'm just telling everyone. Hey!
For a limited time, get 50% off a complete pair. VisionWorks. See the difference. It's time for MLB Pitch Hit and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Give the kids in your community a chance to compete in the 2022 Pitch Hit and Run Finals by hosting a local competition. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
In every season, the first goal is to win the division. And for the Cardinals and Brewers, the struggle for the NL Central intensifies tonight. Yeah. St. Louis has surged to the top of the division. Led by the star power of Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, the Cards look to be worthy contenders to win it all.
It's ridiculous.
But the Brew Crew are determined to defend their division crown, with reigning Cy Young winner Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns is nasty, and one of the most dominant pitching staffs in baseball.
Struck him out. Josh Hader gets the job done.
The battle for the Central continues next on FS1.
MLB on FS1 pregame is sponsored by Geico. A battle for the first place spot in the NL Central, and Paul Goldschmidt has been everything and more for the St. Louis Cardinals this year. Leads the NL on average, on-base percentage, and a slew of other categories. On the other side is the reigning Cy Young Award winner Corbin Burns, who last started on Wednesday against New York, and another productive outing as he continues his stellar play. We welcome you back to Fox Field in our Fox Studios. He is featuring Dontrelle Willis as the Hall of Famer, Big Hurt. Frank Thomas, Noah Eagle here with you as well, and we will go quickly through some action already around the show that includes Yankees and Tampa Bay. First inning no score, Anthony Rizzo taking on Shane McClanahan, and he took him off. Show me the money. Rizzo's 19th of the season, Yanks up 1-0 top of the fourth. In Atlanta, the Giants taking on the reigning World Series champions. Second inning, no score. Travis d'Arnaud at the dish. Takes Logan Webb deep for a solo home run, his 10th of the year, and the Braves on the board first.
Other bunches.
Let's go to the NL East. Marlins at Mets. Eduardo Escobar in the bottom of the fourth inning. Mets still up 1-0 at that point. Deep fly ball. Is it deep enough? Is it deep enough? It is. J.D. Davis gets his hand in there. Nice slide, by the way, from Davis. The Mets would win this one 6-0 to take the series against the Fighting Fish. Here's our pitching matchup for tonight. Miles Michaelis at 5-4, really returning to that all-star form from a couple of years ago. Corbin Burns, the reigning Cy Young Award winner, leading the National League with 100 Ks on the season. And Michaelis, listen, you got to believe he wants to bounce back. And it's not even bouncing back from a poor performance. It's bouncing back from maybe a pitcher's worst nightmare.
You know what? He dealt and he felt like he had it going all night long. The sinker and the whooper dooper. Baseball's a game of inches, but that's a good confidence builder for him because he's able to throw strikes and miss bats, hit the ground ball, get the ground ball, you're going to be fine.
But you know what I know? You're better off not throwing no hitter. Because you see me struggle 2 starts after that. You know that. That's a fact. That's a fact. All that attention. They don't have 2 clunkers in a row after that.
I love it. All right, well, let's quickly look at this pitching match. Corbin Burns, we know how dangerous that cutter is. One of the nastiest pitches in the entire show. On the other side, Michaelis coming off of that near no-hitter. What do you see in this back-and-forth affair between these two?
Huge matchup. Corbin is in his own house, has a chance to get one up on the Cardinals. It's a new season. They're both tied in first place, so he's going to be fired up. Coming off a start where he shut down the Mets, a talented offense, he's going up against another talented offense in the St. Louis Cardinals.
I just said walk this ball game with Corbin Burns of shocked he's 4-4. I watched this guy start his stuff. His hit. That's almost no hitter, which I can say tonight. So for me, it's about their recipe of winning for the Brewers. Great pitching, great defense. Find a way to push them runs in.
Michael, forget about that one hitter. Go out there, throw strikes, have fun, get your talented offense in the dugout as quickly as possible.
Sometimes back to basics is all you can ask for, and we'll see if Michaelis can do exactly that to get his team a much-needed win. He certainly will get some help from his lineup. Nolan Arenado has provided that and then some in wins this season, hitting a blistering .331 with 35 RBIs. Not as hot in losses at 202. On the other side, Willie Adames and this Milwaukee Brewers offense. If they give any run support, we feel like they've got a good chance to win. Battle for first in the NL Central on FS1.
So with Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more?
Yeah, home, car, motorcycle, all bundled together. Just like that breakfast burrito.
So can I get chorizo?
Yeah, metaphorically, yeah.
Carnita.
Just chicken. Just give me a bunch of chicken.
Or bacon.
Oh wait, there isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce. Can I get chips?
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about here.
Burritos.
Okay. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Our passion for protecting vehicles started in 1934. And we've been pushing the limits of performance ever since. We innovate with the times and have the right filters to fit your needs. It's a trust we don't take lightly. Yeah, we've been around a while, but our journey has just begun. Plan for the road ahead.
In the next minute, 250 couples will discover they're going to need more space. Yeah, the house.
We gotta sell it. Gotta stage it. Fix it up.
Yeah.
Strangers touching everything.
Or skip the hassles and sell directly to Open Door. Close in a matter of days. When life's doors open, we'll handle the house. Get your competitive offer at opendoor.com.
I was having relationship issues with my old bank. Next to no interest, the fees, it was just take. So, I broke up with bad banking and moved to SoFi Checking and Savings. Now I get 1.25% interest, pay no account fees, and get my paycheck 2 days early.
Break up with bad banking. Get 1.25% interest, pay no account fees, and get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Download the SoFi line and earn up to $300 when you set up direct deposit. SoFi, get your money right.
At Domino's, you can get more than just your favorite pizza. You can get specialty chicken, savory pastas, oven-baked Parmesan bread bites, molten lava crunch cakes, and yes, medium 2-topping pizzas as well. Carry out any 2 or more mix and match items for $5.99 each or get them delivered for $6.99 each.
Series on the horizon in Milwaukee. The St. Louis Cardinals in town to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. And folks, it is a battle for first place. These two teams dead even atop the NL Central right now as we begin this 4-game series. Brandon Gaunt, Tom Verducci with you from American Family Field. Both teams 38-30. The St. Louis Cardinals, third best batting average in the National League. And they will start it off at the top of the first with this order. Of course, Paul Goldschmidt is the headliner. He is near the top of the NL in almost every offensive category in the 3-hole. And right now, as we mentioned, Tom, I mean, this is a critical, it's only June, yes, but this is a critical 4-game series coming up here.
No, it's big. There's no doubt about that. Milwaukee has been scuffling most of this month, but you know what? They went into Cincinnati over the weekend, and that was like a big heaping hole of...
Let me know if you want to bust something, guys.
After that series,
Lots of good stuff we got.
So the Cardinals now are facing what has been now relatively hot team in the last few days.
And Milwaukee getting that sweep, and now they will bring the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner to the center of the diamond to get to start tonight, Tom, and Corbin Burns.
Yeah, Corbin Burns, you look at most of his numbers, and they're very similar to his Cy Young year last year, with one exception. Those home runs you see there, 10, well, only 7 last year. But he is the National League strikeout leader. He gets more swings and misses than any pitcher in Major League Baseball. Primarily, that cutter you see, high 90s, late, sharp movement. And he's going up against the Cardinals team that he's seen a lot. When you play interdivisional rivals, you need more than one weapon to get them out. His last 5 starts against the Cardinals is a 1.24 ERA. St. Louis has its work cut out.
And here's the defense behind it with Yelich, Taylor, and Renfroe left to right in the outfield. Corner infielders, Urias and Tellez and Dalmas and Hira up the gut, and Narvaez will be the battery name made up Corbin Burns. And here are the odds presented by Fox Bet. Cardinals plus 145, Brewers minus 182, and the over-under for total runs tonight set at 8.
Looks like World War III, man.
Well, steamy today in Milwaukee. Temperatures rose up to 96 right now. Low 90s. It's supposed to cool off down through the 80s.
I guess we're in your recycle bag.
At American Family Field.
The ones I got are so small, I could really fit anything in.
One thing Corbin Burns does really well is make sure he's ready to go when he steps on that mound. First time through a lineup, he has not allowed a home run. Just 3 runs. First time through the lineup this season at a 176 batting average. Usually comes out on point.
You mentioned his success against the Cardinals on May 29th. It was the exact same pitching matchup between he and Miles Michaelis. And he went 7 innings, struck out 11 in that shutout victory for Milwaukee in St. Louis. Tommy Edman digs into the first pitch, is a called strike right in there. Tommy Edman having a great season, second in the majors in runs scored, second in the National League in stolen bases. As he takes that one outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. But a critical 4-game set here. Tom mentioned that Milwaukee had that skid, 8-game losing streak, June 3rd to the 11th, but they feel like they've righted the ship after that sweep in Cincinnati. And St. Louis, having lost 2 of 3 in Boston, makes these two teams dead even in the NL Central.
This is where Edman has to protect against that cutter, but he has not seen the slider or curveball yet for Burns.
That one Downstairs at 96 miles per hour. The count even.
Brandon, like a lot of great strikeout pitchers. Corbin Burns gets strike three. Generally,
What's up, Mel?
strikes out. Good take right there by Tommy Edmonds.
This time he's in the strike zone. Painting the corner. Edmonds goes down looking. First season as the Cardinals skipper, youngest manager in Major League Baseball, will turn 36 next month on July 2nd. So Burns doing what he does so well, strike out batters to begin this one, and now Brendan Donovan digs in here for St. Louis. Donovan starting in left field tonight because Tyler O'Neill went on the IL before the game after tweaking his hamstring in the 9th inning yesterday in Boston. Anthony 1-1.
The center field camera here, American Family Field, is directly behind or in line with the plate. So a real good look at the late movement we've seen from that Burns cutter.
That was nasty. Swing and a miss now, a ball and 2 strikes.
Love the way they position this. It really gives you a look. You don't have to kind of guess whether it's over the center of the plate or not. But that was the hard curveball for Corbin Burns.
So tough when you get down an account like this as a hitter against this guy. Weak swing, but Donovan does get a piece to stay alive.
Strikeouts, as we said, leads the National League. 44 on the cutter, 45 on the breaking pitch. Breaking pitches, so choose your poison. You're the hitter. It's just a lot to cover.
And a 1-2 for the right-hander. And that just missed nearly the same spot he got Edmund looking to start the game.
This, but it was off the plate, didn't have quite as much break.
Jeremy Riggs calling the balls and strikes as that one is on the carpet to hear it. No problem. 4-3, 2 away. Along with Jeremy Riggs, Roberto Ortiz, Brian Knight, Bill Miller, the four-man umpiring crew. What a matchup this is, Tom. Corbin Burns against Paul Goldschmidt, who is near the top of the National League in nearly every offensive category.
Yeah, to me, he's the MVP frontrunner. Certainly, there's enough sample size here. 21 at bats, Goldschmidt with 8 hits. But this is where you have to dive into the numbers. This is a curveball to start out. 3 of those 8 hits Goldschmidt has on Corbin Burns or against four-seam fastballs, which Corbin doesn't throw anymore. So he's a different pitcher from 3-4 years ago.
Little dragging here, guys, a little bit.
Downstairs, 2-0 to Paul Goldschmidt, who was the National League player in May when he hit over 400. Mentioned it being an early front runner for the National League Most Valuable Player. That's an award that he's come close to several times, finished second 2 times in his career in the MVP vote. 2-1 as he takes a big cut. Count even as he fouls it back. Deuces on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away here in the top of the first. There are the numbers by the month. What a May he had, and the streak is Quite a season so far for Paul Goldschmidt. Stays away from that, and the count runs full.
I love this matchup
we got
here
Buffalo,
because as we mentioned, strikeout leader. Goldschmidt, one of those two
Islanders,
strike hitters
Flyers, and
in all of
Vegas.
baseball. Essentially, he doesn't have to change anything. His basic approach is the same no matter how many strikes he has. Field barely comes off the ground. It's very simple. Burns throws about 70% on full counts.
So we know there's at least 9 left of those.
Goldschmidt here dials it weekly and will do it all over again.
That's a good example of just how good that cutter is because when hitters know these numbers. They know that Burns is going to throw that cutter primarily vast majority of the time on full count. But there's just such big late movement on that cutter. It's hard to square up.
Last episode,
His
Obi-Wan
97
Kenobi.
pitches against the Mets on Wednesday.
Wednesday, I
59 of them were cutters when he went 6 and got the
6
victory.
episodes, and not long.
Here, Goldie offers and misses at 95 miles per hour and a 1-2-3 top of the birds.
Mama, growing up, you were so good to me. You worked hard to save for my future. So now, I want to thank you. I started investing with Vanguard to help take care of you, like you took care of me. Te quiero, Mama. Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, helping me take care of you as you love. That's the value of ownership.
What if you were a global energy company with operations in Scotland, technologists in India, and customers all on different systems? You need to pull it together. So you call an IBM and Red Hat to create an open hybrid cloud platform. Now data is available anywhere securely. And your digital transformation is helping find new ways to unlock energy around the world. Let's create a hybrid cloud that can change an industry. IBM, let's create.
It's either that or ruin the car. There's some other issues.
Applebee's late night, because half off is just more fun. That's even good in the neighborhood.
Carefully crafted with Valencia orange peel, Blue Moon is one of a kind. Something this unique could have a job, but it looks best in our signature glass. Blue Moon, one of a kind, every time.
Hey Mom, if I could talk, what would I tell you? I'd say thanks for giving me Cosartan all these years.
Keep 'em moving with Cosartan, the official joint health supplement of the Westminster Dog Show.
Introducing Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside out. Get healthy, real hydration. And no added sugar, artificial
Yo, what's up, Ken?
or added
Ken,
sugar.
all we have tonight
Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real
is
hydration.
Bowman first edition box and a case of Series 2 hockey, which has 4 left. Nothing, well, F1 Chrome, but it might not probably fill tonight.
Here in the bottom of the first against the St. Louis Cardinals.
But yeah, so Series 2 is the main thing with 4 left. So it's been a really light week this week.
Tuesday against the Pirates, being 1 strike away from the Cardinals' first no-hitter in 21 years, but he couldn't complete it. But still, he's having a heck of a season. And quickly ahead here, 0-2 of Christian Yelich.
Yeah, he was, as you mentioned, 1 strike away from that no-no. Curveball, I think it's a pretty good pitch. Yeah, the stuff might have been better to start before against Tampa. What's interesting, Brandon, is in the last couple of starts, coming back maybe 3 or 4, he's throwing little fastballs. He's fully healthy. There's a little bit of an uptick on his velo on his 2 fastballs, the 4-seamer and 2-seamer. And he's talking to the manager, Alonso, about the way he uses his fastballs, because he can use both depending on what the hitter's strengths and weaknesses are. With Yelich, much better low ball hitter. You see him feature 4-seamers up. Same with Renfroe. Yeah, and then you have other guys in the lineup that are high ball hitters. And you'll see the opposite, where he uses more two-seamers. So he'll read the hitter swings.
And the 2-2 pitch to Yelich, and that's in there. That's strike three, so the bottom of the first begins like the top of the first did with a strikeout looking. Here is that effort against the Pirates. Again, 8 2/3. Was just one strike away from the no-hitter.
Yeah, next weekend I'll be
Still a
loaded up, yeah.
sensational effort, but could not get the full job done. Through 129
Like 20
pitches,
moments.
and this was a 129 count that was just over the head of Bader in center field. And lifting it from the ball game, and afterwards, understandably, he was very frustrated. In fact, he didn't really want to say much to reporters. Tom, they said, "What does it feel like?" He said, "Well, this kind of stinks."
Yeah, especially because it wasn't a bad pitch, and Bader missed that, only by a few inches? Made a tremendous effort. So close.
Quickly ahead of Adames here, 0-2. The 129 pitches that he threw in that outing, most in the majors this season. And with a Tuesday start, he gets an extra day off here before beginning this series on a Monday.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because I always worry about that.
Yeah,
I'm worried,
Buffalo.
concerned how somebody bounces back knowing that number of pitches he does it the extra day. That's the most in the National League in 40 years. 129 pitches.
Wrong.
Yeah, you don't see that number much anymore, and it's incredibly rare. In fact, as you mentioned, most in the National League in a few seasons, most by a Cardinals pitcher, Tom, since all the way back in 2011.
Wow. How about this? Nolan Ryan was the outlier to everything. Let's get into pitching. In one season in 1990, he threw 129 pitches or more 7 times. And oh, by the way, he was only 43 years old when he did it. That is an outlier.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that that will never be done again. Two balls and 2 strikes here, and Willie Adames has worked it full.
That'll be nice when we get those going again, Haas. They help a lot.
Willie Adames traded last.
They help with everything else. Haven't you noticed that, Ozzy?
Really catapulted
That when the hockey juices are in, it helps everything else.
Hasn't duplicated that success.
Not the memorabilia about the hockey
jerseys.
jerseys.
Has been hitting a little bit better over the last 7 or 8 games.
I mean, I can count on 2 hands
Slugger, really, Brandon.
how many people show back up.
His
Like,
launch
it's
angle is up.
10 plus. 10 plus people are back in. And not just the jerseys, they're in other things.
2 away.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's just nuts. I just wouldn't think that something like that would have such a big impact. Like, but it does.
Strikes. Puts the ball on the ground a lot. So there's the left corner behind him.
I'm like, okay, well, there's other stuff to break, but no, it's just one of those things that you have that
nearly as
certain people like.
He's extremely slow.
Without him, it's kind of not as fun.
166 starting pitches. He works quickly.
See that shift on. Rowdy Tellez leads the team with 39 runs driven in this season. See his 10 homers. Last home run he hit actually came off a bike list.
You know what? Series 2, we had regular Series 2 baseball. They got many teams got rookie in Series 2.
And Michael has started to go into his motion.
Yeah, it's kind of a late timeout, but I didn't think he had started yet. But pitchers obviously don't want to just stop all the way, so they just go ahead and lob it. That was a super lob. Yeah, you might see that from Milwaukee hitters, Brandon, because he does like to work quickly.
Trying to throw off his rhythm.